Fidelia, I should say. Astrid Fidelia, welcome to the World on Democracy.
Yes, thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Friend Hans Wa. So again, welcome to the World on Democracy.
I welcome the opportunity to at least have the exchange that we're going to have here.
I'm right now in South Africa, so wait. The World on Democracy.
The award-winning TV show, every other Saturday on Channel 34, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Live from New York with your host.
Haitian artist activist Smith George.
Good evening, as you know, the Sir Smith George.
I'm very honored to receive this award this evening.
Good evening. You are watching the World on Democracy. This show is on every other Saturday on Channel 34. Cablecast live from the facilities of Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Every other Saturday, I am your host, Smith Georges. This Saturday, the 25th of January, 2014, is a pleasure again, as I have always asked you, please call a friend, a family member, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, aunt, uncle, grandpa, grandma. Tell them to tune in right now on your favorite show, World on Democracy. Thank you so much for being faithful, watching the show for the past 20 plus years. And again, it's a great pleasure for me to have tonight two guests. And on my right, which is on your left, watching the TV, is Miss Astrid Fidelia, I should say. Astrid Fidelia, welcome to the World on Democracy.
Yes, thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Again, I'm get the name right, I stand corrected, and Astrid Fidelia. And on my left, which is on your right on the TV, is my great friend Hans Wa.
Very good. How are you?
Great, thanks. So nice to see you. And
Great to be here and great to be sharing the stage with the two of you.
Oh, terrific.
Wonderful.
And you know, and what makes it wonderful is the fact that I know you guys had an event on the Haitian Dominican issue last week, and then by coincidence, and a friend of mine calls me and he says that, Smith, I'm going to have something huge also at the United Nations on February 14 and on the February 15, and I'm going to hook you up with this those organizations where you I think can be part of this.
Definitely.
So again, welcome to the World of Democracy. This is a show where we normally take phone calls. We'll be doing that later on. But what I would like to know, I would like you to tell me a little bit about you first, about your organization, and what you've been doing and your accomplishments. Then I'll go switch back to
Oh,
others.
wonderful. Thank you. Well, I am the president of the Haitian American Political Action Committee of New York, and we're registered with the New York State Board of Elections. We are a nonpartisan organization. We take no sides.
So you're 501c3 or 501c6?
I don't handle that aspect of it. I believe it's
Either one of them.
Yes, yes.
It's either.
Right. So
More likely, I believe that you are 501c6 because those are the, I think, status that they probably, if you're a political action committee,
right.
that's what it is. Yeah, I'm listening.
yes. So basically, our mission is to empower the Haitian American community economically and politically. So these are the two powers that we are seeking to have in our community. So it's imperative that we get organized. So we're about 2 years old, and we're making a lot of moves. We're on the map. We're very well known in Suffolk County and Nassau County.
What is the abbreviation for this organization?
HAPAC.
HAPAC, which stands for
Haitian American Political Action Committee.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Continue.
So basically, we have events. We have networking events for the business community. So we want to empower them, help them to understand what it is to the value of networking, and also put them in touch with resources, people, contacts, so that they can grow and grow and prosper. The whole idea, we want to have the economic power. One, the political power is what our primary purpose is, and we're all about political action. So we look to lobby elected officials who will support us, that will represent us the best way. So we look to endorse viable candidates and candidates that will that will represent us when we have an issue. So we'll meet, we'll have a nominating committee, we'll meet with a candidate in different levels of government, whether it's local, state, and county.
Okay.
So we meet with them and to see which one would be the best one to represent us. So it doesn't matter what party they're in, it's all about who's going to represent us the most, the best.
I can tell you that I've been receiving a lot of emails from your organization.
Okay, we're doing our job.
And you're right, you're on the map, and you're pretty active, by the way. And I even remember that I got an email from City Hall, from the Blasio committee, for the inaugural committee, and I believe you were part of the welcoming committee. I think I saw the name of your organization on that, APAC, if I remember correctly. So, what is it that you can tell me as accomplishments? What have your organization accomplished?
Okay, when we first began,
Yeah, what has your organization accomplished so
when we
far?
first began 2 years ago, we had our nominating committee. We met with a candidate for Suffolk County Executive, Steve Vallone. We endorsed him, and one of our requests was to have language translation in Creole, Haitian Creole. And once he was elected, he passed a 6-language translation. So that is a victory for us.
Yeah,
so
it is.
we felt he heard us, and he cared that much, and he passed a 6-language translation. And now we will have these documents in the social services, in DMV, those type of places, in the schools. So it's really important that communication is in place, because we want the best for our community, especially for our children. So we have the language translation on many different school districts. And as for myself per se, I live in Islip. And my son's school, his district, Islip School District, they have a language translation on the website. So, it's very nice.
Okay.
So, we've accomplished that. And, we're doing more. It's taking one step at a time. We are a new organization, and we're making a lot of great moves. We're moving forward. We're pressing on. And a lot of people, they're looking at us, and they see that, we're doing great things. And I recently ran for town council for the town of Islip. Yes, just this past November. And unfortunately, we had a low voter turnout, even though we ran an amazing campaign. Okay, so we did very well. Unfortunately, we needed more people to come out. So again, this is something that we're battling with our community. They don't really value, voting. That they don't feel that their vote counts. So they don't go out their way to go and vote. So we need to encourage them. So it's through education that we will reach them and explain to them the importance, because you may lose a seat, for maybe 5 votes or whatever it may be, and that could be a family,
Sure.
and that makes a difference. But they need to understand that they matter. So that's important. So that's why we feel we needed to establish this. So I am the founding president. Yes, and we have a 7-member board.
Okay. Now, you say Islip, that's not part of Nassau County.
Suffolk County,
So
town
this
of
is-
Islip.
Okay. So Nassau County, the Solages, are you familiar
Yes,
with the
oh,
family?
absolutely. Actually, the forum that we had, the Haitian Dominican Forum, Michael Solage, Assemblywoman, she co-sponsored with us to have that. And we had a full house at the Yes We Can Community Center. It was amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't make it, I'm sorry.
Yes, it's okay. A lot of people, we actually had people, once they left, a couple of people would take their seats.
Okay.
So it was really, a packed house, yes. So you see that people care. They want to be involved. And they actually requested that we have continuous forums, like a series of forums throughout the year. So they want to be informed, and this is what HAPAC is all about, engaging our community so that they can express their concerns, and that we can also be in the company of our elected officials. And that's the one great thing about HAPAC. Whenever we have an event, a forum, or symposium, whatever it may be, we create a platform to have elected officials and the community there. So we bring the community and the elected officials together so that we can express and exchange, ideas, concerns, and so forth.
So Kage Solage is a legislator.
Yes, he was on our panel.
He was on the panel.
Yes.
And the sister as well.
Yes, well, she wasn't on the panel. She hosted with us.
Okay.
Yes, so
She's a little shy, isn't she?
Oh,
Kind of?
Yeah, she's a little shy, but she's doing well. I think she's spreading her wings there.
Okay.
Yeah, I see some growth.
Yeah, I was involved in fundraising for her, campaigning for her.
Right.
Teaching her some Creole words. She's good. She speaks some Creole, Brooklyn
Yes.
Creole, Asian Creole, but
Yes. She'll come around like I have. I've come around quite a bit.
I'm glad to see Asian American running for offices. I ran for Manhattan Borough President, by the way.
Yes, I saw
then
that.
I endorsed Gail Brewer. You speak some Haitian Creole too.
Oh,
right?
we embody Creole.
Oh, terrific. Now, what more can you tell me before I switch to Ernst? Then
Okay.
we'll be switching again to you.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to add?
About the organization?
Yeah,
Well,
when the inception, when was it founded?
September 26.
What year?
Was 2 years ago. What are we?
Wow, you're fast.
2011.
You're doing extremely well. With the
Yes, we
organization,
grew
I
up.
know.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's funny. We have a very good friend of ours, State Assemblyman Phil Ramos, and he considers himself as our godfather. Because he has been there since inception.
Okay.
So he was in my living room while we were planning to form the PAC. Yes, and we have one amazing gentleman, Pierre Fizeme. He has a radio show, and he is amazing because he came to me and met with me and said, Astrid, we need to do something for our community. We need to create a political action committee. And I said, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. Let's do it, because I've always been very proactive, and I'm the face in Suffolk County. Whenever you're looking for the Haitian community, they think of Astrid Fidelia. So that's who they reach out. If there's ever a crisis, hurricanes, anything, they come to, let's reach out to the Haitian community. They think of Astrid first, because I'm also past president of the Islandia Central ISIP Rotary Club. So I'm very involved in the community. I'm an activist.
Very good, very good. It makes two of us, or even three. You're an activist too, would you say that you are? I've been an activist for all my life. I still am. Now, I'm going to switch to Ernst. Why? I met friends a few months ago. We've been friends ever since, talk on the phone almost every day and working on some great projects. And Francois, welcome to the world of the Hans. Francois is in my head because there's a Francois in Haiti that I know.
Okay.
It used to be French. Francois, H-A-N-S, right?
That's correct.
That's the name. Francois. So, Hans, what can you tell me about what you've been doing and your involvement in last week's event? And we're going to talk about the Dominican issue in a little while. And so you got the platform.
Well, again, I welcome the opportunity to at least have the exchange that we're going to have here. I think Astrid has put in, she's put in a focus in terms of what some of the stuff that took place. As for myself, I'm very always involved on issues of social, political, economical issues. And, it's always, the issues are, how do you craft issues? How do you understand not just the manifestations of issues, but how do you understand the causes? How do you understand where they're going, which is the real problem? Generally speaking, our community in general is a community that is based on reactiveness. They're not proactive, and this is why you have to appreciate what HAPAC is doing, which is they are very proactive, they're taking initiatives, and it's one of the first groups that I see that has a lot of people that are quality people, resource people, and that's a valued point for any organization. You have to have people that are conscientious about where you want to go, and this is always something that I seek in terms of putting groups of people together that understand that you cannot simply be there to react to events, but you have to be put a framework in place that can go through the duration of whatever you so choose. You know what I mean? So that's the real crux of whatever issue that we're dealing with.
All right. Were you in the panel?
No, I was not in the panel. I played the role as a supporter. You know, I came in quite early. You know, looked at exactly what the impact was, the people that took part. Astrid has already mentioned. You know, the Phil Ramos was also there. You had Johnny Makala, who was also there, and another member. I think that you had
Brookhaven, the first
Oh,
Haitian
Brookhaven, yes.
councilwoman in Brookhaven,
Valerie
Cartwright.
Valerie Cartwright
Yes, she
was
on the
there,
panel, yes.
and also another.
What was her
another
name?
Valerie Cartwright.
Valerie
yes,
Cartwright.
yes. We actually, HAPAC endorsed her.
Yes.
Terrific.
So, you know, my participation was like any other person there, helping out, giving a hand, lending a hand. I was not part of the panel, no. And so that's what
I know you produce shows, TV shows also. You're on the radio. And what is going on lately? What have you been doing?
Well, as you
TV
know,
production and
we haven't done
radio?
anything on TV recently. I was supposed to do a show on Thursday dealing with the issues that we're going to be discussing now, and this guy had a problem. We were going to do it in Florida. He has a show called Perspective Mondiale, and that show really tries to cover issues of international political issues, the ramifications you know, for regions, ramifications for national countries, and what do we learn from all these experiences, and so on and so forth. But for what we're doing right now, as you well know, we've been in communication with CBN, and we're trying to see if we can sign something with them and come up with something, and that's always a problem that we find in terms of getting institutions that understand, again, pretty much what we just mentioned, which is value people, what we can bring, content managers, people that understand and have not just a reactive sense and not just dealing with manifestation of issues again, but understand the causes of issues, understand the profoundness of issues, and can act on them. And so when we are here and we're going to be talking about these issues, we have to bring these issues to life to the community so that they fully understand their role in the community, their role in what the potentiality is. Because we have to move from potentiality also to an active participation. And as you were asking, and you're asking for realization, you have to have realization. It could be small, but you have to build upon them and multiply them and get bigger and bigger.
CNB, right? That stands for what?
Caribbean Broadcasting Network.
Was that CBN?
CBN.
I know these
I hope
guys.
these guys are going to say, are we guessing?
Developed an application where you can put on your Android, smartphone,
Correct.
and you can get shows from Haiti, Télé National, and so many others. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to make an announcement here. And I've been an activist, democracy activist, social activist, political, and so on. But I know I've always had in my mind also economic justice, economic development, economic empowerment, particularly for minorities, for Haitians, and Haitian Americans, and for the Caribbean folks. And so, as you know, I was, until recently, Director of Community Relations for District 40, that's New York City Council. And
specifically with...
well, I don't have to name his name. But
Sorry?
Yeah, I said District 40 and the New York City Council.
we gotta let it go.
So now, since I was free for a few days, up to a month, I was called and I've been nominated or even appointed, because this has to be approved by the board, the president of the International Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. So,
Nice.
this is the first time I'm saying that here on TV.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations indeed.
And thank you so much. So I have to work with the community at large, local and international, abroad and so on in Haiti. And I'm so proud to announce that now, because it's such coincidence. Haiti, there is a tablet that's made in Haiti. They call it Tab.
Right.
It can rival the iPad that's currently here in the United States. It's a mini tablet. And it's an Android. We can put a SIM card in it, to turn it into a telephone.
Right.
And that I'm going to make sure that it says on it, it's made in Haiti. That's the pride of the Haitians, because you normally would see, factories making clothes and sweatshops in Haiti. But this is great to see a high-tech company in Haiti being there in Haiti. So this is a breaking news, and I'll be bringing more news to the folks on this.
Can't wait to see the item.
Believe me, it's out there. I'm gonna start spreading the news.
Good.
And we're gonna have an event at the Haitian consulate in the first week of March. We're going to kick off this International Haitian American Chamber of Commerce, which is being handled by the Figaro and Associate. It's a law firm right now. So your organization definitely will have to talk and give you more information on this, feed you more information, because you do talk about economic development.
Absolutely.
At the beginning of
yes, I do have a background in economic development.
Okay.
Yes.
Even though I'm an activist, I work in Wall Street, the American Stock Exchange, for 10 years, and some other financial firm in Wall Street also as a current.